Dr. Wayne Dyer wrote a book called Being in Balance, which is a wonderful book, and he's also doing a PBS special on it. So this morning, as we gather, I welcome you to Interfaith Spiritual Center. I welcome our viewing audience. I acknowledge that nothing happens by chance, that we are all here by divine appointment. And as we open our hearts and our minds, as we feel that oneness and that connection that moves beyond color, race, creed, and sexual orientation, realizing that our God is a God of oneness, something is ignited within us. I believe the heart is the doorway to the soul, opening us to that state of oneness. And this morning, as we live, let go, and let God, there is an energy that goes before us and prepares the way as we become a lamp unto our own feet, drawing more light unto us. Energetically, as we are attuned with that infinite intelligence, as we're listening to the still small voice of God, as we truly are letting go and breathing into the energy field, something is quickened and we open up more than ever before. And as we begin to live our lives and live in such a way that we allow the universe to unfold, and the greatest unhappiness, and what creates unhappiness for us, is not accepting what is. And now the ancients knew that as we accept what is, we can say to ourselves, this is what's showing up at this moment. As I open myself, as I learn, as I grow, as I unfold, as I expand through it, I accept this is how it is for this moment. And out of that spiritual acceptance of surrendering to what is, something begins to shift because we are no longer resisting the flow of the universe. Everything that shows up is not always, we feel, for our highest good. But if we called it in, if we called the energy in, then there's something for us to learn. There is a reflection, reflecting back to us, where we can grow and unfold. This is why I love our way of life, because it is a cause and effect relationship. Dr. Ernest Holmes said there is no sin but a mistake. There is only a natural consequence of cause and effect. So as we look at our lives and things that are showing up, we don't beat ourselves up over it. We say, this is what is at this moment. On Spiritual Cinema Circle, they featured a young woman who, at 3 years old, had a farming accident, and she had her leg amputated. She said by the time from 3 to 9 she was watching TV, she always stayed in the house, and one day she went to a swimming meet for one of her siblings. And the coach said, "Do you want to play with us?" She said, "Those words changed my life. Do you want to play?" Now, I believe that life really should be filled with joy. That joy truly is the most infallible sign of the presence of God. And she said she began to learn to swim, and it was a joy for her as an amputee because she could navigate very well in the water. She began winning medals. She began winning awards. She said, "I followed my dream," and I love this. "I followed my dream." She said, "I embraced my dream." And she said, "I beat it into submission." And as I thought about that, being an amputee and wanting to fit in, and she said, and I did not always fit in. And I did not like it when people felt sorry for me. But she said, in essence, she said, I had to get over that. I had to realize that I had a life to live even though I didn't have my leg. And the name of this spiritual cinema was It's All in the Bounce. And she would take off the prosthesis and she would kind of hop over to the pool and dive in. And I thought, it's all in the bounce. How many of us can bounce back when we experience the things in life that are challenging? That we think at the moment, am I ever going to get through this? My God, let it just pass over me. And then to come to that place, not my will, but thine be done, because there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. It is within us. It is within us. So wherever we are at any given moment, we are given the opportunity to choose. Viktor Frankl, a man searched for meaning, who discovered logotherapy, said that when he was in Auschwitz and the guard took his life work and threw it in the mud and everyone trampled over it, he knew at that moment that I must live in the now. I must let everything else go. But they cannot take one thing from me, and that is my freedom to choose how I will respond to what is happening to me. As I live and let go and let God, I am allowing a higher power to come in, whatever I conceive that higher power to be. Jesus said, I of myself can do nothing. It's the Father within that does the work. It's the creative intelligence. As we get our ego self out of the way, our criticisms, our judgments, our looking at how it should be for us, and open, not my will, but thine be done, because guess what? The universe may have a better idea. It didn't fit our pictures, but the universe may have a better idea. We're in the human condition. We're experiencing dis-ease and many things that occur as far as the human condition goes. But the Christ consciousness within us is live, let go, and let God. Don't try to push the river upstream. Live, let go, and let God. Let go of your preconceived ideas. Let the universe flow through you. Be a part of the universe. Allow it to happen. And how many of us, we grew up with the nursery rhymes, right? Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses, all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And I thought, from a science of mind viewpoint, of course not. No one can do it for Humpty. He got to do it for himself. How many of us have sat on the wall, we've had a great fall, and all our friends and our associates and our counselors and our psychologists couldn't put us back together again? Because we didn't want to be put back together again. We had our story, and it was a good one, and we told everybody who would listen. Right? Oh, you'll never guess what's happened next. And we say to the universe, what next? And it goes this. And we get to experience something else. I love in Calcutta, there is actually a golf course. And the golfers go out, and they golf, and the monkeys steal the balls. And so wherever the monkey throws it, that's where the golfers go to pick up the game. I just love that. It's so spontaneous. And they tried to hide the balls from the monkeys. They tried to put monkey stuff on it so that they wouldn't, gravitate to it, and did everything they could to keep the monkeys off their golf balls. But it didn't work. And they grab them and they bounce around and they throw them. And so on that particular golf course, if you golf, you just pick up where the monkey left off. Right? I absolutely love that. That's called going with the flow. That's live, let go, and let God do what God does best. And it happens to be that this monkey threw it over there, so that's where I go. Universally, there is a power for good in the universe greater than we are. We are using it all the time. And some of us are using it like the little nightlight. We don't want it to shine too brightly, because, somebody else might not have enough light. But let your light so shine before men and women that they see who you are and they glorify your Father, Mother, God in heaven, the heaven of our own consciousness. Hey, heaven is within you, Jesus said. Know that. You're as the angels. Know who you are, that you are created in the image and likeness of God, that it is good and very good. We got to relax. We got to learn to breathe. We got to know that in going out and celebrating all of our birthdays, the other night we had a fabulous, my birthday's just extending through all of Leodom. And we had a wonderful dinner at Ilana and Diana Shea's at Ilana's beautiful home. And Diana had bought for $200 dinner for 8 given by our own Barry Coleman, who is a chef par excellence. he is amazing. He teaches at the Culinary Arts School, and he does so many things. And everything he makes, he seasons with love. So you just, you bite into something, and it's just the best thing you've ever had. He goes, oh, it's just this and that. It's very simple. But because it's seasoned with so much love, it's like you're transported to nirvana. It's so wonderful. And then, at the end, the dessert, and it's so wonderful, and someone at the table said, oh yeah, it's going to go right on my hips. And I said, yes, it will. Yes, it will, because you have just aligned with the universe. That's what it's going to do. Why not just enjoy it? Why not just say, I am in alignment with the universe. This is sweet. It's wonderful. It's fabulous. I am enjoying it. And then Dara made each of us a gift. And this is called origami. And what she does is she takes these pieces, and it's a Japanese art, and she makes these beautiful little boxes. And she said, on the inside of the box, it may look like nothing, but there's love inside the box. I said, I can feel the love. So the first one she gave me, she was just learning. This took her about 30 minutes. She has perfected her art, and everyone received a beautiful origami box with lots of love in it. This has so much love in it. She said, oh, it takes me about 10 minutes, and she takes these various pieces of paper and she puts together an origami box. Before that, it looked like paper. It was just flat gift wrap paper. She made an origami box. At 12 years old, she is an amazing artist. And I said, we sat around the table and we listened to how she makes these wonderful things. I thought, it's so amazing on one level that this is ageless and timeless, that we come in, we have specific gifts. We need to pay attention to what makes our heart sing. If it's sitting and making origami boxes, now, if I tried to do this, you would have so much paper everywhere that you wouldn't know what to do with it all. But a little 12-year-old, and she's not so little, she's quite tall. I see that she's here, so I stand corrected. Amazing, isn't it? Can sit down and in 10 minutes make something. I just think it is so beautiful. I'm so taken with the origami boxes filled with love. And we can feel the love. We can feel the love in a meal. We can feel the love through each other, and we say namaste. As we let go of our judgments and how it should be and all of our stories, there is an energy that opens up for us. The people that are unhappy in the world are the ones that are living in past time and carrying their story forward. Eckhart Tolle wrote The Power of Now. Before that, Ram Dass wrote Be Here Now. That was my generation. Ram Dass was Dr. Richard Alpert, who taught at Stanford. And he discovered psychedelics that opened up, he said, his awareness of spirituality. And he went to India, and his guru picked up that, he probably had some psychedelics with him. And he said, do you have psychedelics with you? And he said, yes. And he had this whole pouch full because he wanted to make sure that it would, carry him over the whole time that he was in India to have this amazing experience open up for him. And his guru took it, and he put every one of those psychedelics in his mouth, and he swallowed it. And Ram Dass went, oh my God, what have I done? And he said, now, let's get on with our lesson. And proceeded. It did not affect him one bit. He gave him the greatest lesson of his life, that you do not need something outer to produce something on the inner awareness. It was, he said, the most enlightening experience he had ever had after he, fainted and came to, with his guru taking a whole pouch of psychedelics. He said it was enough to kill him. He just swallowed him and said, now let's get on with our lesson. It is done unto us as we believe. As we let go and let God do what God does best by means of each and every one of us, we don't need to look to the outer. We go within. We realize that everything energetically serves us if it's loving. And that is my barometer. If I am not in joy, I'm in my ego. If I'm looking outside myself, wanting to hold someone else responsible for my good, I give my power away. When we claim the experience we say, this is what I'm learning through this, not beating ourselves up, because it feels so good when we stop, but taking responsibility for ourselves in a way that allows us to come forth and to realize, I am worth the kingdom of heaven here and now. I open myself up to it. The highest state of heaven and earth is nirvana. It is that reaching that place within us that allows us to be in peace no matter what is going on in the outer world, to breathe. And as we breathe, as we let go even more, the energies of the universe come in. And we begin to operate from that place of knowingness. When a young girl, a young amputee, can go on and win medals because someone said, do you want to play? Hey, changed my life. Are we playing in this wonderful game of life? You gotta join the game. You gotta be in the world, but of a higher spiritual value. You gotta realize this day in whom you live and move and have your being. You got to know that when the upsets come in, they're not the truth of you, this too shall pass. But my word, my love, my energy will never pass away, because that is the eternal verity of your life. And if we are experiencing dis-ease in body, mind, or spirit, we got to turn it over and let it go. Return it to its native nothingness from whence it came, because in truth it is neither person, place, nor thing, only the life and the energy that we have given unto it. And in my prayers, I align and I make a statement into the law of mind. All cause, effect, record, and memory of that which no longer serves me is dissolved here and now. I release it. I let it go. When we let go and let God, a greater energy comes in. This is a discipline, but it's so much better than the alternative. It really is. And people will say, yeah, I've heard that, and I've read, and No, you haven't. You didn't get it. If your life isn't working, you didn't get it. When our life is working, we embody our classes, our readings, our 12-step programs, all of the seminars and the workshops that we take. We embody it. And we open up to share it with others. Let your light so shine that everyone will see who you are, and they will be healed and uplifted in your presence. This is how it works. And if the monkey's throwing your balls, go with it. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You just pick up where it leaves off. And all that chatter that's in our mind, we can let that go. And if we feel like the monkey's on our back, we can shrug. And we can say, I'm letting you go. I'm releasing you. I am about my higher good. So let's live, let go, and let God. What are we going to do? We're going to live, let go, and let God. What are we going to do? Live, let go, and let God. One more time. Live, let go, and let God. Because we are going higher yet. And so it is. God bless you. I love you. And it's a brand new day.